chase it. Money's moving to me. I'm a millionaire. Money better cases. I ain't gotta chase it.
Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? Happy Wednesday to you all. I hope that you've had an amazing day thus far. The week just seems to be going by so super fast. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, what is happening? But I'm glad to be in the land of the living. So if you're watching me live, go ahead and let me know where it is you are watching me from tonight. Rep your city, rep your country. Let me know where in the virtual building you are watching me from tonight. I am super ecstatic about this show this evening, if you cannot tell, darling. And so go ahead and let me know where you're watching from. We're going to get started really quickly. Rep your city, rep your country. Let me know where in the virtual building you are watching me from today, and we're going to get started. I'm going to go ahead with my intro as I always do. My name is Sharita Leon. I go from being a homeless, disabled, single mom to a two-time #1 best-selling author with books that were on the bestsellers list for over 2 years straight. I'm also a life, relationship, and business coach, an internet marketing strategist, entrepreneur, international speaker, and the protege of the legendary Les Brown, a Forex trader and investor, and I empower my tribe to live their God-given purpose while creating wealth and have healthy relationships. I'm also a believer, and my faith is exuded in all that I do. So welcome everyone to the How and Why Network Marketing Show, where we discuss why it's imperative to be in the network marketing industry and the how to, right? How to be successful in it. And so whether you've ever been in this industry before, or maybe you've been asked to be a part of it, you have a great chance of getting some information tonight that's going to be able to bless you and help you with moving forward. Now, I have a dynamic guest for us tonight, and this is actually our first live in, like, I don't know, probably over 2 years. And I'm super ecstatic to be able to present to some and introduce to others a phenomenal woman that I have great respect for, a woman who is a trailblazer. She is the founder and CEO of the Walters Academy in Tampa, Florida. And she's equipping these young entrepreneurs to come and become billionaires, right? And graduating high school literally as millionaires. That is the goal and intent of her university. She is a college professor. She is a serial entrepreneur. She is a pastor, a wife, a mother, and grandmother, and a very close friend of mine. And so without any further ado, I have the great honor and distinction to present to some and introduce to others none other than Dr. Veronica Walters, also known as Dr. V.
Hey, beautiful. How are you?
I am great and grateful. Thank you. How are you?
Listen, I am amazing and getting better all the time.
Come on, I like that. Yes, amazing and getting better all the time. Come on, somebody.
Yes.
It is so great to be back on a platform like this with you. We literally have flooded your timelines in the years past with Dr. V and I tag teaming you all on Facebook, and we're back.
We're back. I love it, Sharita.
Yes.
I'm super excited about this.
Me too.
Yes.
And so what we like to do on the How and Why Network Marketing Show is opening up every show with a quote from someone who has been a general in this industry. They've had, whether it was their own personal good success in it, or they just poured into others in this industry. And so today, our quote comes from Jim Rohn. And I thought it was
know that.
Did you really?
How did I know that? I knew it was going to be Jim Rohn. Go ahead.
Wow. That's so crazy. So this quote is very fitting, especially for having a professional as yourself, an educator as yourself. And so the quote says, "Formal education will make you a living, yet self-education will make you a fortune." I'll say it again. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Now, Dr. V, as an educator, as a founder of a school, as a college professor, and as a serial entrepreneur, tell me what that quote means for you.
It means me focusing on just having a PhD keeps me limited. So, I so believe that, and I teach my students that. Now, listen, don't tell the university professors that I teach that, but I do, because what I understand is this: there's always a cap. What I discovered was, as a professor, and you guys listen, I teach part-time now, but I was a tenured full professor, and God said, walk away. And I was like, okay, what? But I knew I could never be wealthy just teaching college. The system is not designed for that. So the system is designed to keep you at a certain point and no further. In order to do anything more than that, you got to break out of the system. So I teach my students, yes, absolutely. If you want to take advantage of a formal education, do that. Okay, great, do that. But you better have a business, something yours, something that belongs to you, because your wealth is inside of you. The Word of God says that He has given us the ability to obtain wealth, which means that inside of you is everything you need to get wealthy, not anything inside of you that you need to get wealthy after you get a PhD or after you get a master's or after you get a bachelor's. No, it's already inside of you before you get that formal degree. And so you've got to know that. And so I take that to heart. Yes, I love my PhD. It's great, but it came with debt, a lot of it that I'm still paying. Okay. And so I just understand the role that it's to play in my life. So now people listen to me because I'm a doctor.
Right. That's it. And you said so much. I'm like, she's ready to preach already. My goodness. But you said so many things and it was so vital because, last week I had a medical doctor on our show and now we have a doctor of communication and professor. And, I want people to really realize that here are doctors, be it medical field, be it, PhDs, who are telling you it's imperative to seek residual income, to seek, leverage, because you are someone who can do very well on your own, right? But then there is, as you mentioned, a cap. And a lot of times we don't realize that because we're taught to go to school, get the degrees, and go and get a good old job and not realizing, but there's a cap. I know for myself, the idea of having a cap on my ability to make money never sat right with me because I always understood that no matter how much I actually work, the moment I clock out, my money is over. But not only that, even while working, I can only get that set amount. There was no breaking, right? And so to hear how you, as someone who went through the process, is a doctor, is a college professor, you saw the need to move into this industry. Yes. And so I want you to kind of, share with us your journey in that. Like, what was your first actual interaction in this industry and what piqued your attention?
Oh my God, let me think, right? Because I'm trying to remember my first company. Like, what was that? And to be honest with you, I don't remember, but this is what I remember. Yeah, I take that back. Yes, I do. And it was the Pink Company.
Okay.
I remember I loved makeup. I knew I loved makeup. I knew I was going to buy makeup. And I knew that when I was told that there was an opportunity for me to make money, helping other people feel beautiful, which I love, and I could get my makeup cheaper, that I was like, oh, that was a no-brainer for me. And that was actually after I had gotten my PhD. But I understood the significance of it. And I said, oh, no, I want that. Oh, let's go. And so I was excited about the passion. I was excited about the why. And I was excited about the leverage because I understood that as a professor, like my income was tied to what I did. Understanding that I could have 100 other people help me make my money and it's not just me, that blew my mind. I said, oh, yes, let's go. Come on, y'all. Let's make some money. Let's get rich. Let's change lives. Let's do it. And so that for me was my introduction to network marketing. And I never forgot it.
Wow. So you said two things there. One, you realize that, hey, I'm going to buy makeup anyway.
Right.
And then now I can get it cheaper. So it made sense.
Right.
But then the even greater part about that is you realize you were able to leverage the efforts of others. And I think that's where a lot of people miss it because they don't really think about leverage. And a lot of times that's because we were not taught that. See, there are rules to money, there are rules to creating wealth, and the wealthy know of these rules, hence why they're wealthy. Whereas the average person doesn't know that because the average person, again, is taught to work for someone else, to stay on that left side of money, which is exchanging time for money, linear income, right? And so when it comes to creating actual wealth, we understand we have to have passive income. Residual income has to happen. Money has to be made in your sleep. You cannot be exchanging time for money expecting wealth to happen. And so it doesn't matter what profession you're in, you still have to leverage, if I want to create wealth, if I want to leave an inheritance for my children's children, which is a conversation that a lot of times is not had in communities that look like us, right? But these are things that need to be discussed. So in order to be able to move from that, I have to make sure that I have something where I'm not the only one relying on myself for my income, right? And I think that's the biggest key, for me when it comes to network marketing is because you have an opportunity to be the business owner, right? Because in the cash flow quadrant, we understand the wealth creation is when you have the business owner and then you have the investor. If y'all are here, I need y'all to comment, saying hi, put a heart, something. I see Mr. David Whitson was here. Hello, hello, hello. And so, and share the video. This is going to bless somebody, right? And so because of the fact that we understand the business owner has the leverage. Why? The business owner has the entry level working for him. There's the shipping, there's the marketing, there's the, the accounts receivable. They have an organization that's leveraging the efforts of everyone to ensure that the founder of that company is able to be the founder, the CEO, have the creativity, to be able to see what should be happening in the company rather than trying to work and make the money. Well, in the network marketing industry, you have the same opportunity by being able to build off of the leverage of other people to get to that goal. And so, Dr. V, your first interaction with this industry is Mary Kay. You saw the makeup, you wanted to do it. Now, what happens when you don't reach where you probably wanted to reach in the industry, right? Because a lot of people, they might get excited and like, okay, yes, I'm going to go join this. I'm going to get rich and boom, I'm going to make it in like 3 months. What happens when that does not, it's not happen? It's not the reality. What happens and how do you move from that place to persevere to move forward?
Well, this is the thing, I just knew I was going to get that red Grand Am. I wanted the red coat, the red Grand Am, and ultimately the pink Cadillac, right? I saw myself, pink Cadillac, like I saw it, right? I was like, oh, I'm going to be a pink Cadillac driver. I wasn't. But this is what I knew. It wasn't that the industry didn't work. That was not it. Maybe there were some skills that I needed to develop. Maybe it was my focus because I always have had a lot of things going on. But whatever it wasn't that the industry didn't work. It was that that particular situation didn't work for me at that time because timing is also key. So for me, it's like it's in my blood. Because listen, Sharita, and I want to say this because one of the reasons a lot of people are turned off by network marketing is what you said, and that is that someone else is able to advance as a result of the combined efforts. So for me, it was that I was going to have the opportunity to help other people advance, right? Because that's what I do. I coach people. I encourage people. I tell them how amazing they are. I help them develop their skills so that they can be their own boss and understand that, and they can learn how to leverage. So for me, it was, listen, the vision was greater than the pain and the disappointment of not achieving my goal. And I like to win. You know that about me.
Right.
right? I'm very goal driven, goal oriented. And, you know, we've been in companies where we've been working to achieve certain goals, and it seemed like it just kept missing. Like, what in the world? But I still believe in the industry. I believe in the power of the industry, and the statistics do not lie. Network marketing, direct sales is the greatest producer of millionaires of any industry, and particularly female millionaires. So I'm like, oh no, we got to do
this. That's it.
Yes.
That's it. And, you know, I like that you mentioned vision, because it will always, and regardless of what industry you're in, what you're doing, if there is no, I mean, in fact, the Bible says where there is no vision, the people perish. You have to have a vision of where you're going. And as you mentioned, sometimes it may very well be the timing and the skill set that must be acquired to be able to have those goals. You know, we can't say we want to become millionaires and have absolutely no personal development, have absolutely no bearings when it comes to budgeting and finance and money. And so now it's like, wait a minute, what happened? But you didn't realize that there was someone you actually had to become in order for you to get to this big goal. And so God blesses us with vision so that way we can hold on to as we're going through the journey, as we're becoming, as we're learning new things, so that way we can become the person that can maintain, and not just maintain, but grow from that place of, oh, I got it. I made that accomplishment. And so vision is imperative, and your willingness to be persistent, because like you said, you know it's there, you know. It's almost like, you know, what comes to my mind is the story of, you know, Goldilocks, right? And so Goldilocks goes and she goes into the house with 3 bears. The bears are gone, and she gets into one bed. She's like, oh no, this bed is not good enough for me. And then she gets on another bed. She's like, oh wait, no, this is not it. And then she finally gets in a bed. She's like, oh, I think this is the bed for me. This is what it is. And she finds her bed, right? That's a word. I felt that in my spirit.
You gotta preach that.
I felt that, honey.
Girl, that blonde hair got you going. Girl, go ahead,
listen. So she finds her bed and finally like, this is it.
Yeah.
But so now what happens if, or what would have happened had she gone to one bed and said, you know what? This bed is not it. I'm just going to go ahead and stop because I'm not comfortable, and forget it. It's just not for me. She kept, and let's think about the risk factor in that story.
Come on.
Here we go, little girl wandering around, hungry. So she decides to go into someone else's home to go find what it is that she needed, because she knew there was a need within herself. Yes. Let's pause for a moment. You watching right now. What is that need that you have inside that you've been kind of ignoring and putting to the side? What is that risk factor that needs to rise up within you that will say, you know what, this bed didn't work for me, but I'm willing to go into the house and find the bed until I get to my fit, so that I'm able to get what's actually due to me, to feed the need that I have within myself. Right? And one thing that I totally admire about you, Dr. V, though many may have their own thoughts and feel a certain way, which no one really, you know, everybody has an opinion, right? No one cares, right? Even if I say so, you know, bluntly, but you're willing to get to whatever bed it is until you find that bed for you, that home for you. Can you talk about what it takes? You know, yes, you mentioned vision, but what does it take to say, you know what, I'm going to keep trying until I find my bed? Because even when you've gotten into a bed and said, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore, yet still continued. Talk to us about that, please.
Okay, so I'm so glad you said that, because I think a lot of times people have obstacles. That's life. Obstacles come into our life in order to grow us and to develop us. That's why we have them. And so we mistake obstacles as stops. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
And it may be stop right now.
Yeah.
When it's in you, it's in you.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's in me. And this is the thing I know. I know that whatever I do, it's going to deal with wealth and health. I love health and wealth. Like those, like that is absolutely my lane. I know that's my bed. And so even when I've been in companies and it didn't go the way I wanted it to go, for me, the big thing was I was helping other people. And so I can't quit. Why? My destiny is waiting for me. My destiny is beckoning me. There are people waiting for me to get in position so that I can help them to get in position so that we can all win together. And so for me to quit and say, oh, I'm never doing this again, is extremely selfish of me, because there are people waiting on me to show up.
Wow.
Even with my latest decision to partner with you, there are people who were waiting for me to show up. Right?
Yeah.
I believe that when we show up and we're in the right place at the right time with the right people, we shift the atmosphere. You know, that's what we do, especially you and I. We are atmosphere shifters. And
absolutely.
when we understand that, then we know, I don't care what company we're a part of. I don't care what it is. It could be selling dog food, right? Not that that's our passion, right? Because I don't really deal with dogs like that. But I believe that if we were passionate about selling dog food and we joined a company that what we did was sold dog food, it would be some dogs out there eating good.
Go on, somebody.
Right? Because we know that we're called to greatness. We're called to impact lives, even if the lives are the lives of the dogs or the dog owner. We understand the need of being in position. And so for me, it's knowing that there are lives waiting for me. The world is waiting for me. And you said something. You said, there's a person we have to become, but I would contend that we're already that person. And what we're doing is undoing our socialization not to be the person that we were created to be. Because someone told us we were too loud, or someone told us we do too much, or someone said, who do you think you are? And so we put these layers of stuff on us that we did not have when we were children. Because I would contend when we were children, we were already bosses.
Come on.
I don't want to do that. No, that's mine.
Yep.
I want to go to them. You said I was going to the move, but you see what I'm saying? It's already there. But our socialization and our experiences cause us to pull back from who we were created to be, because we're already that person. It's just an unveiling of that person. It's getting back in touch with that person so that we can accomplish what God created, ordained, already established that we would do. It's already written. It's already done. It's finished.
Come on.
It's already finished.
Already
So
finished.
we just have to walk it out. And that's the problem. We don't want to walk it out. We want to sit it out. So we have that experience and we sit down and we say, I'm not doing this anymore because, and there's a psychological reason for that. So our brain is designed in a way that it's designed to protect us. And so anything that is fear or makes us uncomfortable or challenges us, our brain automatically, instinctively pulls us away from that. Don't do that. You might get hurt. Don't do that. You might fail. Don't do that. Right? So our socialization triggers that, because when we're children, we got the same brain, right? When we develop all these other centers, our brain doesn't tell us that. That's why kids will climb up on a bed, jump off, and break an arm or a leg, and get back up and go again.
Yes.
But it's designed to stop us. So we have to trick ourselves.
Yep.
Into being great.
Come on. That is so good. That is so good. We have to trick ourselves into being great. Oh my gosh. That was so good. You know, in my book, Get Your Life, How to Live a Life of Divine Purpose and Prosperity on Your Own Terms, yes, plug, coming real soon. I talk about, you know, having to unlearn, relearn, you know, and getting into that place, as you mentioned, to really being yourself, unlearning all of the things that we have been taught and learning again, right? Some of the same things that we were told to do the total opposite way. Yes. And you mentioned the analogy of the child. You know, children are bold, they're relentless. And as you said, they will get on that bed after they break their whole arm and do it again as if nothing happened. And then I'm also thinking about how, you know, Jesus says to us, hey, in order to get into the kingdom, you have to be like a child.
Yes.
And so, and I believe the kingdom, there's so many layers to the kingdom and breaking that whole thing down. But context of what we're referring to now is understanding that to even reign in a certain place, you have to be like a child. You have to be willing to do things that most people are not going to be willing to do. Children don't care who's watching or not. They're willing to be bold, and they're willing to keep going. And they will keep reminding you of what you said. You said we were going to Disney World.
That's what
you said. Like, my daughter has absolutely her memory is literally out of this world. Okay. And she remembers everything.
Yes.
And so if I say something, I have to bring it because she's waiting. And the same goes for us.
Yes.
There is a person screaming on the inside of you to have a life that you know exists within, but all your circumstances around you may be saying that, you know what, I don't think this is possible.
Right.
And so, as Dr. V said, the sensors are everywhere, like whoop, doop, 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 doop. And the closer you get, it gets even louder. So you say, oh, heck no, let's turn this alarm off, honey, and we're going to stay safe right here. But the truth is, when you tap into that unknown place, the true self, the true divine self, right? You're able to actually have what it is that you already know belongs to you.
Right.
And this industry called network marketing is formulated in that the average person literally can create a lifestyle that most dream of. And because of that, people shy away from rather than running to it because, as you said, we've been programmed so differently. And so, Dr. V, I want you to share, because this show's also about the how. So how do we get over that thinking? How do we get over the fear? And what does it take to actually see success in this industry?
Okay, I'm so glad you asked me that, Sharita, because listen, I'm very much about application. So often people, talk about things, but they don't tell you how to get there.
Right.
It's like the word. The word is amazing, because it's powerful, but it's only really powerful when you use it and you apply it. You must use the word. You got to apply it to your life. So this is how you do it. You figure out the tricks, right? So Mel Robbins has this thing called the 5-second rule. And the 5-second rule says that, listen, if you can get up and move on a thing within 5 seconds of having a thought, then you're more likely to do it. So I have to trick myself sometimes, and I'll count, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move, right? So, I figure those things out. The other thing that I do is I talk to myself. I know y'all were told don't talk to yourself. If you talk to yourself, you're crazy. No, if you don't talk to yourself, you're crazy, right? The word of God says that we have to encourage ourselves. It is about hearing the word, right? See, we learn how to hear other people's words. So we're waiting for someone else to say it. But you got to speak to your own self. I talk to myself. I say, Steph, I know you don't feel like it, but you better get up. Nobody can do it for you. You said that you were going to be a billionaire. You said that you wanted to leave a legacy for your children's children. Now, you got children that are having children, and you need to get to work. You're already 53. What are you waiting on?
Come on.
Yourself, right? And so I talk to myself. So the first thing is that you have to trick your brain. You might try the 5-second rule or some other hacks that help you change your life. The second thing is self-talk, right? So that you counteract the negative messages that you've heard and you talk to yourself. You talk to yourself until you believe it. And then the third thing that I would say is go to work. Go to work. Listen, I don't care how many times I fall short. I don't care how many times I miss it. I don't care how many companies I've tried. Until I accomplish my goal, I'm not done.
Come on.
So that means that I got to keep going. And this is the other thing. Y'all listen, people can talk about me. I don't care. I don't give 2 flying flips. And I'm going to tell you why I don't give 2 flying flips. Nobody else is going to be responsible for me, my life, my finances, my family, my legacy, but me.
Say that.
Nobody. So therefore, I have an obligation and a responsibility to myself, my children, my children's children, my children's children's children, and their children on down the line. Something that leaves a legacy. I am a first generation college graduate. I grew up in a 3-room house with no indoor plumbing. I got a freaking PhD and became a tenured full professor. What else can't I do?
You better come on here, sister. Hey,
You
what?
know,
Come on.
I survived too much. And I've gone through too much hell to quit on me.
Come on.
Too much hell. And I don't know about you guys. Maybe y'all ain't been through no hell. But see, when you've gone through hell and high water, and you've continued, and you've pressed, and you've kept going, then you
Rick Walters.
Rick Walters, right? But my husband grew up in a 3-room house with no indoor plumbing also.
Wow.
So we're fighting for the legacy. And I'm determined to not let the things that I've gone through in my life be wasted. None of it.
Come on. That's so good.
None of it.
That is so good.
I don't care. You can talk about me. You can laugh. You can say whatever. Hey, you have your way, because your opinion is not my business. That's not my business, and it's not my issue. So I've learned how to be comfortable and confident in being different. And because, listen, I promise you, anybody that you talk to that knows me will say one thing about Dr. V: she don't never quit.
Yep.
She might change vehicles. She
Yep.
might change lanes. She might get on a different map.
Yep.
But she's not going to quit.
That's it.
So nothing will stop me. I am unstoppable because God created me to be unstoppable. And when you understand that God created you to be unstoppable, to have dominion, you know, to stand on mountains, the kingdom of God is at hand, which means that it's within arm's reach. But if you don't reach out and grab it, you'll never experience it, because you sit in the church house saying, well, God said he's going to do this. And you sit in the church house waiting for God to do it.
Ooh, Dr. V.
It's finished. I've done all I'm going to do. Now you better do something.
Hello. Say that. Man, see, listen. And this is exactly why that is my girl. That right there. I'm telling you that resistance, that resilience rather, and that ability to never quit.
Yes.
Quitting is never an option. And that is something that you're going to have to really formulate in your mind, that regardless of how many times I have to knock on a door, regardless of how many vehicles I must go through, I am not going to quit. You have to be unstoppable. Like, you have to be unstoppable, and knowing that you're unstoppable will get you to your success. You know, sometimes success is simply you just continuing to stand up. You just continuing to show up. Sometimes you just got to show up, and then you win by default. See, a lot of people would win by default if they would just show up. But you get life sways you one way, sways you another, and you give up. Now, let me say this. I totally understand what it's like to be disgusted with, you know, industry or an idea of moving forward. I know what it's like to be tired, overwhelmed. I get it. That was me. I said I would never, ever do this industry again. Don't get in my inbox. Don't call me. Don't text me. I'm not doing it. I'm building my brand and my empire. I am not. Okay. So I totally understand what you're feeling. With that said, this may not be for everybody, but this is for those of you who had the same sentiments that I've had, that Dr. V has had, that we're done, but something inside was like, I still think there's something inside of me to keep going. I still didn't make it to where exactly I wanted to make it yet. I still see myself on Success Magazine's front page. I still see myself going to Grow Pro and be one of the speakers. See, somebody watching knows that I have that in me too. So take your break. You know, I took mine too, okay? And it's going to take a certain type of special somebody, right, that's anointed with vision that's going to come your way for you to borrow their belief, so that way you can go on to come back into what you already know is yours. right? And so with that, you have to be willing to keep going regardless of what life throws your way. See, one thing about Dr. V and myself, we literally, God forbid, and we're not speaking this, but God forbid we were to lose everything, because we've lost everything before. God forbid we were to lose everything, we would know how to come back.
Absolutely.
We would be resourceful in knowing how to come back. And that's simply because we don't give up. We know there's more to life. We are so persuaded that God has a purpose and a plan for us. And because of that very reason, we didn't go through what we went through to just stay there. Like, come on.
That's right. Sharita, I've rebuilt so many times. When I tell you that, like literally, when we moved to Florida, we had no intention of moving here. God brought me an event. My whole family came. I packed the least amount of clothes I've ever packed. I shared a bag with my husband. I never do that. I got to have a bag for my clothes, a bag for my shoes, and I got to have a bag for my makeup, my jewelry, my accessories, all of that stuff. Right?
Her crowns. She has crowns, literally crowns too.
Crowns, right? So, well, listen, I got my crowns after I rebuilt from my family, my husband, myself, and our 3 children being in Tampa, Florida, homeless.
Wow.
We were homeless for 5 to 6 months. And it was after going through that, rebuilding. And I look at it, girl, I can remember when we had no car. And we were sleeping on the floor. And someone we had met here in Tampa's house who opened their home up to us. And the kids would have the bed during the week for school. We would sleep on the floor. And then we would switch on the weekend. On the weekend, we get to bed. They would sleep on the floor. But my God, today we have 3 cars.
Come on.
Right? And 2 of them are completely paid for.
Come on.
I'm just telling you, I know what God can do. And even in the midst of that, no car, homeless, I got a job. God provided an opportunity for me to teach as an adjunct at a local community college. I got it after the start of the semester. You can't tell me the favor of God is not prevalent and moving on our behalf. No one can take credit for it but God. That was a but God moment. And literally, my students didn't know. I didn't have a lot of dress clothes. People gave me clothes. I wore those clothes like I was a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. I wouldn't have known that I was homeless. But I shared this story with my students. And I told them, because listen, you can't talk to me about excuses. I've been a single mom in school. I made it happen. I've been a single mom as a working professional. I made it happen. I've rebuilt. I've been homeless. I've gone through hell and high water, and I've done it anyway. So don't tell me you can't, because I know you can. But whether or not you will is dependent upon your will to go beyond what you've gone through before. You've got to do it for yourself. And Sharita, I'm convinced that it is my desire to fulfill my God-given purpose and to achieve my destiny that keeps me going, because I know without a shadow of a doubt, the vision, the dream that we had, because we both had the same vision. We both had the same dream that had us in it, the 2 of us, right?
Yep.
Shall, must manifest.
Come on.
It must manifest, because God would not give both of us the same vision.
Come on.
For it not to manifest. And for me to quit would be selfish. So some of you all are being selfish. Like, it's that simple. You're being selfish. And so your selfishness is preventing you from getting to your destiny.
Wow.
Because you're selfish.
Wow.
And you're stopping someone else that's waiting on you. Now put that in your pipe and smoke it. How you feel about yourself? How you feel? I said what I said.
She said what she said.
Stop being selfish. This thing is bigger than you. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than Sharita. And that's why we do what we do. Sharita, I'm going to be very honest with you. You know, I said I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not interested. I'm good. But guess what? If the product worked that good for me, There's somebody else out there that needs it. I'm not talking about they want it, they just want to lose a little weight. No, I'm talking about they need it for their health. It is the tool that God is going to use to bring them into a greater place of wholeness. And I'm not going to tell them because I'm scared. I'm not going to tell them because I don't want to bother them. But I'll tell them that I got these shoes on sale. I'll tell them about some shoes that can't impact their health, but I want to tell them about something that can save their life. Selfish.
Wow.
Check yourself.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Stop being selfish is the word of the day, folks. Oh, wow. That is so real. And you know what, Dr. V? That literally takes a different perspective. And it takes a perspective of maturation to even be able to say, hey, I'm being selfish. Yeah. You know? Because we don't realize that when we're in that place that it's us, which is, I don't want to do it. I don't feel like it. And you said so many things that I can go through, and we've gone well over our time for this show, but it is what it is at this moment. It's my show. I could do that. But you know, I'm the boss. Yeah. But you made so many things so clear, from your story of being homeless, going out on a limb, moving to a totally different state, sleeping on the floor, rotating the floor and the bed between your children. Like, most people would have lost it a long time ago and would have been like, no, forget it, whatever. And still being able to persevere and continue on being the professor, going on raising your children, being all those different things. And as you said that, I just got flashbacks of my story. And I was literally almost about to start crying, because I remember when I was in my car in Atlanta and I had absolutely nowhere to go. And I had all my garbage bags full of my clothes in my car. And here I am sleeping, feeling real, nervous. Like, oh my gosh, here I am, a young woman by myself in this car. What am I going to do? Tears falling down my eyes. And while those tears were falling down my eyes, I still knew to encourage myself. And I said to myself, you know what, Sharita, you're in good company, because Tyler Perry wants stuff in his car. What other conversations are you having with yourself when you're going through those hard times, when you're going through those challenges? What are you saying to yourself? Because the words that you're speaking to yourself are either going to bring forth life or more death. It's one or the other. And so as we come to a close, right, today's video, today's show literally is that of perseverance, that resilience to continue to follow the vision that you may have for yourself. Be willing to not be selfish, realizing that this vision that you have within yourself to have this life of grandeur is not for you, but it's to show to others that, one, it is possible to help bring others to the other side. Of course, you're not begging anybody, right? You either want or you don't. But there are people that are assigned to you, as Dr. V said. There are people that were waiting for her to say yes, so that way they can have their yes. There are people that are waiting for you to have their yes. And so as I think about that, I think about how many times I did not want to do something. I said, I'm tired. Dr. V knows, because we've had conversations. I'm like, Dr. V, I'm done. That is it. I can't deal with people. And she let me get my steam out. And then she reminds me that this is bigger than you. So tonight, I want you to ask yourself, what is your vision? What is bigger than you, right? What is it that you need to make you go to that next place? I know someone was asking questions. We had some questions here. David said, she happy when she had that empty plate minus the food she cooked because she had the liquid vitamins. That's what I said, David. But somebody...
Y'all know I don't cook 3 times a year.
Listen.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. Other than that, no.
somebody was asking earlier on, how do you know if you're doing the right thing? How do you know, I believe his name is Bobo Albert. He was saying, how do you know that you're doing the right thing? And I think we might have answered that question with what we shared. But, if you would like to add anything else to that, Dr. B, before we end, you could do so. And if anybody else is watching, if you have any questions, go ahead and write them in the comment section right now so that we can address them. But we are going to wrap it up in about the next, 2 minutes or so. So Dr. B, go ahead.
Well, what I would say is, this is how I know when I'm in the right place. I feel at home. It feels comfortable. And when I say comfortable, not comfortable like I'm just gonna lay back, but comfortable like this fits. It feels natural to me, right? So there are some places where it feels natural to be in that space. And so I think that that's one of the ways that you know that you're doing the right thing. The other way, listen, I have a very keen ear, and I learned to listen to God. And I can be comfortable in a place, and God said, move. And I move. Because at the end of the day, being in God's will is the best place for you to be. So you need to check. I check with God. Now, I don't know what you believe, but I check with God. God, listen, is this where I need to be? Is this what I need to be doing right now? And he'll shift me on a dime, girl. I had planned to focus on something else, like totally planned to focus on something else. Like I already had made a plan. But something grabbed my heart. And you all, I know that we're taught not to pay attention to our heart, but I believe that you will get a quickening in your belly, that you'll get a leaping, just like Elizabeth did when Mary walked in the door. The baby leaped in her womb. And when your baby leaps, you're in the right place.
That's good. And the person that was asking you said, I hear you loud and clear. So I guess he got his answer. That's amazing. That's amazing. And I'll lastly just say this, that's the spiritual side of things. Practical side of things, I'll say this. If what you're consistently doing isn't getting results, go back and revamp it. I had the great honor of speaking to the CEO of the company that I'm a part of on Monday. And he said that to me. He said, "Is what you're doing bringing you results? If what you're doing is not bringing you results, then stop. If you're doing it 1 week and there's no increase in that, then stop. That's 1 week too long." So you have to find out, okay, well, what am I doing? How am I piquing the interest of people that I wanted to join my business? How am I being able to, share the products? Do I need to get better at my presentation skills? Am I listening to better presenters at the opportunity that I'm a part of, so that way I can get those results as well? Am I studying my products? Do I know what they are? Am I studying the services that my company offers? Are you able to do that? And once you're able to see what it is that you're doing, you then can revamp it. You can have a list. Okay, this week I did this. It's like marketing. As a marketer, I understand, we have, A and B split testing. What does this work? Does that work? No, flip it around, change it up, see what you're doing, and then see what has yielded you the greatest results. And from there on, you build and you scale up. Okay, so hopefully that answered your question. Sir Locke says, this show is actually a general show, no marketing as a whole, but the company that I'm a part of, I'm glad to say, is Tava. But yeah, and if you'd like to know more about Tava, get in my inbox or email SharitaLeon@gmail.com, and I can help you with that as well. And so, Dr. Veronica Walters, also known as Dr. V.
Listen, can I say one more thing on the practical side? Because I think this is very important. I think a lot of times people engage in a lot of non-income producing activities. They're in business, but it's like a social club. They just want to be a part of the social side. Listen, I learned to focus on the things that bring me money. What brings me money is sharing the product, then I'm going to be sharing the product. If what brings me money is bringing in business partners, then that's what I'm going to be doing. Listen, I don't get paid to just sit and talk to people in chats. I'm not doing that. That's and so really focusing on income producing activities. And to Sir Locke, I would say this: the best company is the one that works best for you. That's the end. Listen, for one person it may be one company, for another person it may be another company. Like, you really have to figure that out for yourself. I just know for me.
Come on.
It's the one that meets my needs and provides me with the best opportunity to share with other people with power and with impact. And that's key.
Absolutely. That was great. Well, thank you so much to everyone who joined us tonight on the How and Why Network Marketing Show. Remember that we are here every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can be a part of this. So share this with other people. Let this be a source of value for so many people that can grow from, that need the inspiration and the how-tos of how to grow in this industry. And so be sure to join us back here next Wednesday. And so because we didn't get a chance to highlight our network marketer of the day, we'll do that next week. And this time we'll do it ×2. And so if you are watching live from YouTube, go ahead and comment or email me, SharitaLeon@gmail.com, if you have any questions about anything we shared. And if there is someone that you would like to nominate as the network marketer of the day that you would like to highlight on our show, please inbox me their information, or you can nominate yourself. And we would love to share with others what it is that you're doing, so that way we can celebrate you on this journey of greatness and personal development. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Sirlock. Thank you, Rosa. Thank you, David, and all those that came and were a part. Again, Dr. V, it was an honor and a privilege to do this once again with you, darling, on this show.
My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me, Sharita. It means a lot to me.
My pleasure. So thank you everyone again for watching. Until next time, only believe until the end, and go get your life. Bless everybody.
I'm a millionaire, money better cases. I ain't gotta chase it. I'm a millionaire.